Got a piece of inner tube here to protect the acrylic so that the jaws don't dig into it. And I've got it fairly tight. We'll see what happens here. Well, I gave it a little try here, and because I did not square off the face of this, it sort of grabbed crooked, and it's pulled the whole piece just slightly out around there. So I'm going to have to recenter it and see if I can't reface that. There's quite a distance from here to where the chuck is, and it doesn't take a whole lot to pull it crooked, even though I've got it fairly tight. Now, because I had to get in there really close and watch what I was doing, had to get the camera out of the way. And what I did was I used a negative rake scraper, and I just sort of ate away at everything there and got it nice and squared up, and it seems to be working good now. That was a pretty good guess. I need a cameraman, and that way I can concentrate on what I'm doing here, and somebody else can remember to press record. Once again, I forgot. What I was doing here was I was going to continue on with my 1 1/16 inch hole, and, well, I did. Now, for some reason there, it was sort of getting itself out around. I don't know why. Okay, after I made up my last pepper mill, I had made a custom-made jam chuck here. Sort of like a mandrel, I guess. And the idea was that it would go in here and it would jam up against here. This piece here is 1 5/8 to match this, and this piece here was 1 1/16 to match the other one. However, when I was drilling this out, I found that it was starting to go crooked. Now, I'm thinking this does not have to be this long. So why don't I just cut it off about 1/2 inch or so that it'll go all the way up in here. And then maybe now is the time to turn this down before I cut this off. That way I'll be able to get the knob part, or the head I guess you call it, this exact same diameter as the body. That's the way I want it. I know it's going to sort of look a little bit like some sort of a paint can with a little blue top, but hey, that's the whole idea of this, is to see how well I can get the Alumilite to, made up with the monkey wood. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do now is just find the center of this, which shouldn't be too hard, and yeah, drill a little pilot hole there and cut this shorter, and anyway, see you at the lathe. Now, before I drill a centering hole in this, I just want to just show you how well that this center finder works on something that is either perfectly rectangular or perfectly round. It's really easy to see here where I have to actually have the point of the centering bit. Now, just one more thing. You notice here we got this hardwood end grain, and we've got this easy to cut acrylic. Well, you'll notice that where I've got to make the point is just slightly off center here. I may have made a mistake when I was putting in that dowel. It's possible I should have done something else. That's pretty close. That'll be a lot easier to see when I'm at the drill press. Anyway, I think maybe I'll be using the brad point bit instead of a centering bit. The brad point has a little point, and I should be able to just drop it right in this little tiny hole. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Now, if I'm very careful and don't bump anything out of line, it should come down just off center of the end grain of that dowel. Yeah. I went down a full 3 inches there. More than enough. My only concern would be, did it go straight? We should be almost through. Well, maybe not. Well, it appears like I got it pretty well centered. So my thinking now is I'm going to just go maybe halfway or a little better and then stop. Then I can always flip this over and go the other way. I'm not going to touch the ends because they're already as small as I want them. And secondly, they're already pretty round. The inside of that plastic pipe was really round. So anyway, this is the plan. Now, for those of you turners who told me to not cut any of the turning out, show it all. You can always fast forward, somebody said. Well, this is for you. Well, we'll see how centered this is now. That's not bad at all. Okay, now this is the bottom. Okay, so the top is actually up here. Okay, here's hoping I don't have to do too much sanding to make this match up. Now I'm having a problem with my switch. I've mentioned that before, and sometimes it'll shut itself off all by itself, so I put a little block of wood in behind that pencil. That's why I have the pencil. I've talked about this before, and I still haven't fixed it. Well, I think if I'm smart, I'll quit while I'm ahead. I can see a little bit of blue Alumilite there in the cracks, but that's going to be okay. I could go slightly deeper, but this ridge here, I can feel it as well as see it. That sandpaper is going to take care of that. I suppose I could, no, I'll leave it. I'll just sand it out. Now my plan here is to only turn about 400 RPM. I mainly just want to get rid of this little bump here and any other noticeable tool marks. This is not going to be the final sanding by any means. I just want to make it nice and even all the way along. And I've got a plan for this wood. Don't know if I'll have time for it today or not. We'll see how it goes here. Well, that was 150 grit. Now my plan, it feels pretty good. My plan is I want to impregnate CA thin into the wood before I sand any more. It'll strengthen the wood, and also I'm hoping that as I get finer and finer with my sandpaper, it will bring out the shine. It's like CA finish on a pen blank. And I probably will do the final polishing with the buffing system, but I don't know yet. It won't be today, that's for sure. Anyway, let's just see what will happen here if I put some CA thin on here. See how it goes. Now, I was just realizing that this could fume up pretty good here. I think I better turn on the room air cleaner. Well, I think the idea is good. The technique is bad. Well, I'll work on that later today and we'll see what we got tomorrow. In the meantime, thanks for watching.